If you are a new or advanced trader, you may be overwhelmed with all of the different indicators or strategies in the markets where, yes, you are following them, you think you're following them well, but there's just too much information and the trades aren't working out. Well, today we're going to be talking about the signaler bot because this is a TradingView indicator that completely changes the game. And honestly, guys, I've been using this for the past year. I've made way more money with this than all of my other trading practices. So without further ado, none of this is financial advice, but let's dive in to TradingView. So this is TradingView, and as we go to our indicator section here, we can see we have the signaler bot. Now, this is an indicator that is a fantastic way to get into long-term trends in the market, or even short-term trends, as we'll discuss in a minute. But let's just talk about the most recent 2 trades here that this thing has made, because honestly, guys, yes, there will be some losses, but the wins massively outweigh the losses here. We can see this trade alone did 38%. Now, that as a trade is ridiculous, and think about that with leverage. If you have leverage, you could times that to 300% if you were using a 10x leverage there. But what we will say with this is, yes, it is something that just works simply, and I'm going to explain exactly how you use it. But first, let's talk about this short trade and really just how the indicator works. So here we can see that it's given a short signal once we closed a candle over this line, so we would be looking to enter the trade there. Now, in terms of take profits, we can do 2 things here. I will say that this first thing is going to be the most profitable if you are looking for steady gains and no loss scenarios. So we can see here, we do have from our entry point down to the bottom here, a 15% gain. What we want to be looking at here for a take profit is previous areas in which we have got stuck at or momentum has worn off. And we can see that area around 77K. So if we did put a take profit at that 77K region, we can see that we would have hit that very cleanly, very effectively, just based on this pivot here. Now that's how you would trade, essentially looking for an entry, looking for a stop loss, and then looking for a take profit. And you can see here, if we are looking at our risk reward here, guys, I mean, it's pretty good, right? We're looking at a potential 5% loss versus a 16% gain, well over 3 to 1. Fantastic stuff there on that trade. But the way this would work, let's just talk about the long here in terms of a scenario of entering. We did enter in this long position. All we do is enter here, and then we set our stop loss down at wherever the blue line is. Now, every single day or candle close, we want to be moving that stop loss according to where this line is. And then eventually when we do hit that stop loss, the goal is, yes, the trend is over and we have made profit. But as I've said, you can take profit along the way. Taking profit at the all-time high here would have been fine for 12%, and then potentially re-entering once we do break that all-time high, absolute fine. Obviously, it depends how advanced of a trader you are. If you are a beginner trader, then I would simply just say, yes, look for the resistances and supports for take profits, but focus more on keeping the stop loss at the same level as this line. That way, you're more likely to reach that break even or in profit scenario. Now, if this is piquing your interest already, let me just show you the community behind this, because this is an incredible feat that has been achieved here, right? If we go into the community, which I highly advise you join, you can see all of the results that people are getting, and some of these range from 100% profit to as much as 2,000 or 1,000% profit, depending on the trade. Now, obviously, make sure you are managing your risk well, not using too high leverage, but here are some examples here using this not just only on Bitcoin, but on altcoins as well, where yes, you are just following the trend, taking the signals and making tons of money from that. Now, if this is something that interests you, let's go over to the bot itself and actually get set up here. The way you would do so is actually just click the link in the description. You're going to be sent to this page here. You're going to type /start here, and then you're going to be greeted with this message. And as you can see here, there is a 1-day free trial, so you can test it out, try it yourself and see if it works. And then from that point, yes, you can actually buy this for 1 month for $99, and for a lifetime subscription, it will be $350 here. You can also talk to their support if you want to, and actually just go back and forth with them and see how it works as well. Now, after you've selected the 1-day free trial, you're going to be prompted to give your TradingView username. Now, to find this, all you got to do is go to your TradingView profile. You can see right here, we have it. All we're going to do is copy that and then paste it into Telegram, like I have done here. And then, yes, your free trial will be automatically activated. From that point, you're going to go to your TradingView chart. You're going to go to this little indicator button here at the top, and then go to invite only scripts. This is where you are going to find the signaler bot, as we can see here. We're going to tap that once and add it to our chart. Now, as you can see, the results of this indicator are ridiculous on the back test. If we were to go to something like a weekly, we can see it is just straight up, and even down on a 1 hour, we can see the results are ridiculous. Over time, this thing just gets better and better, and as the market trends more and more, you get more and more profit. So if you were looking at the previous times where it has lost, as we saw previously in sideways areas, that's absolutely fine, because at the end of the day, guys, we're going to be making money from the big swings rather than just breaking even on these side ones. But that is fine, because we're going to be breaking even on this sideways market a lot of the time, or taking small losses, and then when the big breakout or trend begins, that's where we make the most money. So as we can see here, with Bitcoin's most recent breakout, we would have got in here, and then we would look to take profit this level here that hasn't been touched yet. So that in itself would be, top of my head, probably 2%, something like that. Yeah, 2% here from this trade in itself. And even if you did hit your stop loss here, you're only looking at a very small 0.5% loss if it does hit that. But I would always advise trying to take profit at previous levels that are important here. You can see this is a very key level, so putting a take profit around that area does make a lot of sense. But before we go here on this video, I will just say that this is one of the easiest indicators to use. And let me just show you how to set up the alerts as well, because this is super simple. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over here on the right hand side, okay, and we're going to see we do have these 3 dots here next to the signaler bot. All we do is actually click on those 3 dots and then press the add alert. Now what this is going to do is actually give you an alert straight to your mobile or email, depending on what you choose. So we can see notify in the TradingView app, or send an email, or even send this to a webhook if you want to automate your strategy here as well. Once you've selected all of these, all you're going to do is go to the settings section again and press create. Make sure you are on the right time frame here. If you go down to a 1 second, it's going to give you alerts on the 1 second. If you go up to the daily and do this, it's going to do it on the daily. So make sure you're using the appropriate time frame. I would highly advise not using the 1 second. Always use the daily, 4 hour, and 1 hour if you have to. But overall, the higher time frame that you go, the more profitable this thing will be. So that is the signaler bot. Definitely check it out. It has helped me over the past few years with the cycles and big trends that come around. All I got to do is enter the positions that it gives me, and then I wait. If it is a long trend, I make a ridiculous amount of money. If it's a sideways market, I usually break even or take small losses. But overall, this thing is great for the medium and long term, and will get you steady passive income based on the signals that it gives. That is going to be it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.